Me, I got bullied for a full year, and it turned me into a fucking. If somebody tried to bully me, I'll show up at your fucking house and kill you. That's what happens. I get so angry.
I'm not buying that.
I hate when he talks
remotely.
like that. I hate when.
Hey,
that's
bro,
not true.
You fucking bully me.
If I
you know what
you
your
try
problem
bullying me
is,
right
bro?
now, motherfucker.
You know what your problem is?
Hold on, let me handle
Here's
this.
your problem. Here's your problem. You've talked to too many guys that let you say shit like that, and then it becomes like vernacular.
No,
it becomes like a part
this
of
is
the
what
way
I
you
do.
talk.
This is what I do. Brian, look at me.
All those people that I know, all those
he's got something to
people
say.
that when I first met you, all those people you used to hang around with, those are all toxic, and they've ruined the way you're allowed to communicate with people.
No, it's true.
Because they said stupid shit, and then you said stupid
If somebody
shit, and it was
fucks
okay.
with me, bro, look at how my. What do you have to say to me,
bro? I watched a scary movie with him.
Bro, I have to shut this podcast
not yet. Not yet. We have to hold on.
I watched a scary movie with him, and it was the most annoying thing ever.
Tell you what,
he goes,
I would fuck this guy
I
up.
fucking wish a demon would grab me, man. You know what I would do? And I'm like,
I get mad.
Why are you talking to me like this?
It's not that you get mad. It's that you hang around with people for a long time. You hung around with people that allowed you to talk like that.
No.
Without mocking you.
Who aren't tough. Who aren't tough.
Bros. Listen up. I will fuck some. You bully me, bro. I don't give a shit about your UFC bullshit. I will fucking come right at you.
I could pin you on the ground right now and put my dick in your mouth.
You could try.
For no reason.
You could try. And guess what?
Just because it's the nice
Guess
Saturday.
what? I would fucking come right to your house. Bang, bang, bang.
No, you'd be dead.
Joe.
Would I?
Yep.
He needs friends.
Welcome back. No one. Anyone, please help. To a new edition of the Yellow Brick Road. I am Jordan, this is James, and we're going to learn how to be a man through YouTube from a red pill guy. I mean,
I'll make a man.
From a red pill guy. We can't afford camera changes, so I just turn to the side like this and start talking. And
no, it's. I know what I'm talking about. Then it's. You see, this is making me look more like a man.
Yeah,
it's all bullshit if it's hyper masculine.
So we just did a video on this guy. The way he was.
Hold on, look at that shirt. It's beautiful. Look at that.
And,
Drake is gonna steal it.
Culture vulture.
He's gonna put like champion or whatever. No, something.
6'6".
It said something and it made it say finesse. Whatever.
But yeah, so watching the last video, the way he was talking, I was like, this sounds psychopathic to sociopathic.
I was going sociopath.
And I think after watching the video we're about to watch, I think he's might be in the realm of trying to be that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the calm, cool guy. I have the answers. Trust me. Just sign up right over here for $9.99. Just kidding. Alright. So this is Coach Red Pill. What it means to be a man. And I just want to say thank you because I haven't learned yet. I can't wait for him to tell me how to do this. I thought all you needed was a dick, but
well, I thought you had to watch.
There's more to it.
I mean, at first I thought it was you just watch Mulan and then you know how, but I mean, clearly I don't know.
Yeah. Let's find out.
What does it mean to be?
What's a man? What makes a man? What does it mean to be a man? It's a simple question, and it's actually an important question, especially in this day and age, where people are talking about toxic masculinity and all kinds of nonsense that just bullshit, as far as I'm concerned. Being a man is a simple question, but it's a profound question, and the answer is equally simple and equally profound. And the answer is this: a man can set aside his emotions, control his emotions, and allow his reason and logic to dictate his actions.
Sounds like a sociopath.
That's the fantasy of a man. All you have to do is just have those things, and you're a person. Shouldn't be saying man, you should just be saying person. I have emotions. I have whatever. That makes me a person.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to create a fantasy man in my head and say that's what I'm living up to.
It's like imaginary daddy figure.
Yeah, it's the super ego. It's blatantly the super ego. And this guy probably does not understand that. No. This guy.
That's it. That's the answer. That's what it means to be a man.
Oh, okay. Just, whoosh. Don't need this fucking thing anymore. Who needs a dick anymore? You just need to be able to put emotions aside.
You have like a fucking, what do you call it, machete? Just
make reasonable decisions.
Reasonable, rational decisions. You gotta be cold. You gotta be blah, 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 like Futurama. Blah, 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 blah. You gotta be cold. You gotta make decisions.
You can allow your reason to dictate your actions as opposed to your emotions.
How about both?
It's called a robot.
How about both?
Beep boop bop. Most rational decision here is to save the younger male rather than the old male who has nothing to contribute to society.
Swims in water. Saves him.
I feel this, so I do this. That sounds worthy to me. But who knows? I'm not a man yet.
He's the guy that's on the dance floor. It's just, I fucking love this song. Just starts dancing. Could be bad or who gives a fuck. He's just, I'm flowing right now, man. Versus, he's like the guy in the corner. She's a girl. If I dance this way close to her, if I dance my pelvic bone, maybe she'll be attracted to me. That's what he does. It's like, I'm just not gonna draw myself. I'll act like a sociopath.
Yeah.
It's like, dude.
So the same guy who's telling you the red pill truth, the same guy who's telling you who to date and who not to date, the same guy who's telling you how to get with women, is the same guy telling you how to be a man.
Yeah. It's like what you said.
It's embarrassing to me.
It is. It's like Smith telling you.
That's what. Yeah.
It's like, take the red pills. Wait, what? Huh?
Not that one.
Like he said, he's the fucking villain in a movie.
I know. That's what's so funny about it.
All right, keep going.
So ironic.
This is embarrassing. I cringe.
Yeah.
I should have a shirt.
I wish you would.
No, you gotta go. See, West. I can't say it. It's like, I wish it. Whoa.
Other organisms, species, animal, insect, what have you, is ruled by fight or flight. And it's quite obvious, it's quite necessary as a matter of fact. You have to fight to get your prey in order to eat, in order to survive, and you have to flee from your predator in order to not be eaten. It's very simple. Now,
another survivalist.
Well, fight and flight are the surface level, shallow water things. There's something deeper there when it comes to things like fear. But I doubt you investigate that. Onward.
This necessary emotion.
Like, it's not, I can't see it, it's not out in front of me. Huh. It's not a manly thing. Let me pop out my lats. It's like, dude.
Yeah, there's things beyond just nature's conditioning of people. Which is why he lives on the same level of women do this, men do that.
Nah, bro, he lives on a chair. He lives on that table. You can tell if he sits like that on the table. He's like, I live here.
I'm a carpenter.
See those bottles? He's been living there for a couple of days now.
Look at these calluses. I built this table.
Your dad's like, you want to see calluses?
This fight or flight response. It is characteristic of every animal on the face of the planet except human beings, and not even all human beings, except men. Because men, us men, we are past masters at setting aside our fight or flight response and using our reason and logic to figure out the best solution to a given problem.
Yeah, okay. Oh my God.
That's a person thing. That's an individual thing. Not a I have a dick or a vagina thing. Just saying.
And speaking of that person thing, hey, all those horrible things, yeah, they made those solutions. Those were great solutions. 100%.
All I have to do is, you could just find a woman, tell her that she's these things, do it in an aggressive, angry type of way, and watch her flip to the other side of things. Once you break the conditioning, even if they're like, let's say, tomboys, whatever breaks their conditioning is, then you'll see their true existential nature.
I don't have a problem if someone's like just genuine.
Otherwise, I act this way because I grew up here, my friends did this, and you're stuck in that.
I don't got a problem. They like it. If they're aware.
Yeah, but they may not know if they like it or not. Oh. They just may. Well, that's just me. That's just what I do.
Who are you? I'm a ball player. No. So who are you, man?
I think it's conditioning on an ego level. It's not a whole self conditioning, obviously. It's an egotistical conditioning, right? The self is a thing where we have the emotions and the whatever that. Hold on. You have the emotions and things that calling you back to, like, dude, you really like Madonna. You're trying to pretend you like Jay-Z, but you really like Madonna. That's why you feel nervous when a Madonna song plays out of nowhere. You're like, oh, fuck, I gotta get out of here. Your foot starts tapping involuntarily.
Like a virgin, touch for the very first time. Like a virgin.
Craig Condor says, I'm sure his wisdom is commonsensical, which could be life-changing for a young male raised by leftists. But if he doesn't have a harem and wealth, what has his wisdom got him? Sorry, I'm a poor reader. I need to read this again. You have something beyond just this world. That's what wisdom gives you.
This isn't
yeah. And when I mean this world, I don't necessarily mean some sort of afterlife thing. I mean, within this world, there's like a world built underneath this one that's not on the surface for everyone.
Well, it's like, well, I can see the skyscraper. I can see my money. Like, what I'm talking, you can't see what I'm talking about. This isn't wisdom. You know what I mean? What he's saying. It's not wisdom. And whatever correct thing that he says on the surface, which is probably by accident, it's like supported, like it's like support beams are. The thing that's holding that thing up, whatever fucking correct thing he might say, it's like everything else that's surrounding it, it's like at fault.
Yeah.
So.
I must have answered that wrong anyways.
What do you mean?
Did I answer that wrong?
Huh.
I'm sure his wisdom is commonsensical. Do you mean this guy? Do you mean Coach Red Pill? That feels weird even saying the name like that.
Yeah. Which could be life-changing for a young male raised by leftists. But if he doesn't have a harem, am I saying that right?
I'll say a harem of wealth.
A harem of wealth, of or and. What has his wisdom got him? Well, lack thereof.
It depends what you mean. Do you mean financial wealth? This guy could be rich as fuck for all we know.
Could be. I don't give a fuck, you know? This ain't wisdom he's spewing.
That's 100%.
Look, I could, like, yeah, just because you're rich and you claim to be giving wisdom, you know, and when it's challenged and when it turns out when people actually understand wisdom, true wisdom, that's like someone talking about like what the truth is, you know, versus someone that doesn't.
Yeah.
And it's very easy to see what it is, and then, like, okay, you're in this position because a lot of other people are very similar towards you and they prop you up. That's why you're there. That's why certain people have platforms.
All right, that's one part. The other part,
well, yeah,
the rebellious thing, I think should and has to happen. So the simple wisdom of, hey, you don't have to go this way. There's something over here. It's like, okay, that's healthy on I'm starting my existential walk. I need some sort of conflict in order to make a choice about things. But it gets to a certain point to where the wisdom isn't really wisdom anymore.
No, it's just, this is nonsense. This is nonsense.
But, like you said, if you're raised by a leftist, then it could seem like wisdom. Yeah.
Like your shirt's like a wannabe retro Lakers jersey or something like that.
Alright, continue.
I'm done.
Yeah.
That's why we have created the civilization that we live in. Everything that you see, the entire planet, the entire civilization that we are lucky enough to enjoy is based on this ability that is central to being a man.
God. Holy fuck.
Yes, what is it? 8 wars in the Middle East.
There's other countless wars.
I had to spread my madness all over the world and put up army bases all over the world.
Gotta be a man. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? You mean a society in which, you
need to suck it up and support genocide when it works in your favor.
It justifies tyranny?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh.
It works in your favor, then.
Ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
It's fine, then.
It creates synthetic happiness. Are you feeling upset? Here, take this. Fuck, what?
Don't worry, he goes into emotion. Says something about it. Right.
Yeah.
Let me explain it a little bit further. Suppose there are these 2 soldiers, and they're walking along, and there's a war going on. They're walking along, and they get to the bottom of a hill. And at the top of this hill, there's the enemy soldier. An enemy soldier with a machine gun, and he's shooting down the hill. Now, both of these soldiers at the bottom of the hill, they do the exact same thing. They turn and run. They run away from the machine gun fire. But I can tell you that even though both of them looked to have done the exact same thing, I can tell you right now that one of them acted like a coward, and the other acted like a man, acted heroically. And the difference is quite simple. You see, one soldier saw the enemy with the machine gun, and he allowed his flight or fight response to dictate his actions. He allowed his fear to dictate what he would do. And what did he do? He ran. He ran as far as his little feet could take him, right? The other one, the other soldier, he also felt fear. He's not inhuman. He's not a sociopath. He felt fear. He was terrified. He saw the enemy soldier with the machine gun, and he was terrified, but he did not allow his fear to rule him. Instead, he looked up to see if he could do anything about the situation. Realized that he could not, turned and ran. That's what made him heroic.
So now we crossed over into that existential threshold, that understanding of who a person is, who you are, right? It becomes non-physical at that point. So your only argument is that you are your brain. That's the only argument he could possibly make, because everything he explained right there was all internal shit.
Yeah.
I'm afraid, internal. Here's my decision, internal. Now you have to make the argument that you are your brain.
Good luck.
That's essentially the argument he has to make. And I bet he won't. I bet he'll have other people do it for him and say, see, Dr. Blah, blah, blah said
Not only
this.
that, he's using the term heroic. Like, do you even know what a hero is?
It'd only be on the surface, because...
That's what I mean.
See, I think there's a certain point where the ideas you recognize yourself with.
It's like a hero, a true hero, then there's a heroic action.
Yeah.
Like, see, if you do this in high school, that's like a sus thing. Like, you look at it, like, I guess basically he's trying to prank me. But whatever. It's like, this guy couldn't tell me the difference.
Yeah, there's a certain... Never mind. I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah.
And more to the point, you see, the man who stops and sets aside his fear and looks at the situation, he might find a solution. In the hypothetical of the two soldiers, the soldier who set aside his fear, maybe he looked up the hill and he saw that there was like a little nook on the side of the hill. A little nook, a little rock, a boulder, something that he could run towards and hide behind.
See, you'll find a solution, sure, but you won't find any wisdom there at all, right? The wisdom is saying fear, right? What the fuck am I doing here?
Exactly.
That's what your emotions are screaming to you. What the fuck is going on? Why am I here?
Exactly. Then you see like fucking hold on. Not only that, if we're talking about like the worst scenario, like bodies getting shot, like exploded, pollen everywhere. You're like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And they'll portray those guys as like, no, those are the guys that are actually aware of their surroundings. They're not just pretending. Like, let me run over this dead body. That's like the guys that go home. They have like PTSD or whatever the fuck, shell shock. And they're like, the fuck, what the fuck? And it's like, yeah, that shit was horrible.
Yeah, and when you break a bone in your leg and you feel pain, that's not some, oh, you wussy, you feeling pain. It's more of, hey, look over here. There's something going on over here.
Yeah.
Your shit's fucked up over here. You see this?
Again, it's your body like, hey.
Something's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look over here. Something's wrong.
Even like, even something like simple, like if we're lifting and you go like, and you feels like, fuck, something's wrong. Like your body's like, no. You fucked up. Something's wrong.
Yeah.
It's not. So, the sociopath would just look past it. Gotta block out the pain.
There's a real way to deal with fear, and you have to actually deal with fear, not ignore it or push it aside or whatever, or come up with tricks and things.
The movie.
Every time I feel nervous, I grab this squeegee ball and I squeeze it. Like, okay. Or I close my eyes and count backwards from 10. Like, oh, I'm better now. It's like, nah, you're just suppressing.
It's like this.
Waiting for you. It'll come to you
later.
later.
Is that the ball you told me about? Yeah. Now what? Or that crazy guy. Hey, if you close your eyes, I'll shoot your family. What are you going to do? It's like, say what again? He's like, and he goes back to the...
Pulp Fiction.
Yeah. It goes back to The Dark Knight Rises, right? He's like, fear's okay. Then it's like, it's like, what do you call it? You got like a moon like behind the clouds, and you got like a half crescent, then you got the full moon. That's at the end of the movie.
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
Not that exactly.
Well, think like this.
There's like so much shit going on.
Well, there's so much. I'm just saying it's like this. It's like the complete.
Yeah.
The complete.
Full mind.
Yeah.
The mind that it's the mind that could have the, the lips.
Yeah.
The shit in Fight Club where it's like, tss. So, okay, I'm going to let you go now. And you can just hold that shit.
Yeah.
That's knowing fear. Knowing your fear.
Safe from the machine gun fire. And of course he's crouching there, terrified behind that boulder, and the machine gun is just shooting down, trying to kill him, of course, and of course he's terrified. If he were an animal, he'd run. If he were an animal, he'd run and be killed by the machine gun fire. But he's a man. He's a man who's using his reason to dictate his actions. So he hides behind the boulder, the machine gun is shooting, and finally the machine gunner has to reload, and in that reloading, the soldier pops out from behind the boulder, lifts up his rifle, and shoots the enemy soldier dead. He takes the hill, and maybe by taking that hill, they win the battle, and because of that one battle, they win the war, right?
I get the metaphor. It's just a poor one to use.
Let me use this metaphor to enhance my distorted reality. And what?
And yeah, you're basically eliminating the conscience in that whole scenario.
Yeah. He murders.
Other than the conditioned one. I'm doing this for my country or whatever the fuck they're doing it for.
Yeah, fuck that. All that like, not only that, it's the I just said something wise look on his face. You know what I mean? He said something empty. That shit was empty. You know, that's like you get like a bag of Lay's chips, except there's no chips inside and shit. That's what he said. It's not half. Like, yo man, I just bought a bag of chips. What's wrong? Lay's chips are awesome. Yeah man, but half of it was air. No, there's no chips inside. That's what he just said. There's nothing. Like a bag of salty air.
Yeah, and
like someone fucking finessed that bag inside the store, taped it shut. That's what you bought. That's what you bought.
And
you'd even know it.
And all the characteristics he just brought up have nothing to do with men or women. It's just people things.
It's this constant, like, it's other thing, this team building thing. We separate ourselves from everything and categorize ourselves. See, I'm a man, I behave this way. She's a woman, I behave this way. You see, but we're not animals. Those things are over there. It's like they have a conscience too, bitch.
That's actually the masculine thing to do. Not masculine as in man, but masculine as in the metaphysical principle of masculine, which is to try to separate as many things as possible and try to dart from one thing to the next.
There's nothing wrong with like differences, but to have like a total separation of that's just stupid. Wise words.
Maybe that's the story. Maybe that's the story. Well, it's the story almost in everything that human beings have ever done.
Oh, Jesus.
The difference between success and failure is more often than not your willingness to set aside your emotion. Because it's not just fear of getting shot at by the machine gun fire. It's, for instance, marrying the wrong woman because she's a great lay and every time you fuck her you have a great time and your lust, your emotion, the sexual desire is so powerful that it overwhelms your rational objections to this bad marriage.
What the hell? What?
I don't even think he knows what emotions are.
No.
Like lust? Is that an emotion? Or is that your like libido? I consider it an energy, but not an emotion. Like
he's like steps to being a man is like basically this how you be a sociopath, okay? I'm just saying, like, you kidding me? Just on your emotions.
I get what he's saying, but it's.
No, he doesn't. He thinks he's saying the right thing, but he ain't. That's what I mean. Like he doesn't even know it. It's called a sociopath, dude. That's what they do.
Yeah.
Let me just. I hate her. Hi, Janice. Hi. Like they feel like when they say those words, like I love it. It's just empty words coming out of their mouths to serve like some sort of purpose. Like, dude, you a sociopath? What? Like, what do you mean? Like, fuck, man. I can just smell it.
Yeah.
To save some time,
And your emotions allow you to see a whole canvas of possibilities and things, while going and zooming into just pure ego mode sort of locks you into one possible, like, okay, I gotta do this, and I gotta do this, and I gotta do that. Which,
well, it's be able to express yourself in many ways, You have to play the song. Express yourself, baby.
Just, certain things. Whatever.
It's like, the title should be, How to Suppress Your Emotions and Be a Man. how to like, I guess I don't, like, where the heart is, because I don't need this.
Like I said, I get what he's saying. It's just, he's explaining how to be a man when it's really just talking about people. These are people principles, not I have a dick principle.
Well, which makes it even more silly.
Right? Or maybe your greed at maybe you're going to win $1 million by sending a few thousand to this Nigerian prince. Your greed leads you to losing all your money. You see, the Catholic Church is very wise because the Catholic Church realized that it is emotions that lead us astray. It's reason, controlling our emotions, that leads us to the good life. The soldier who did not run away, who looked at the hill, saw that boulder that could protect him, and in the end, killed the machine gunner and took the hill and won the battle that won the war. That is why being a man is so important. It's not out of a sense of empty pride. Oh, I'm a man, I control my emotions. No, that's not the issue. It's not about aggrandizement. It is about getting the best opportunities, controlling your emotions, not allowing yourself to be dictated to by emotions, and using your reason to find opportunities for success.
An opportunist? Let me just suppress this shit.
This sounds very similar to Jordan Peterson talking about compassion. That you can't have too much compassion.
Excuse me?
When it's the exact opposite. Right? Your compassion allows you to empathize, which allows you not to be a smother mother.
Well, again, it's like we don't know the true meaning of the word or the spirit of the word. Like hey man, there's no too much. There's no such thing.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, man.
Yeah. Compassion will actually lead you to, like I said, more empathy. Thus, you won't be that smother mother because you want someone to be independent as much as you want to look after your kid. Same thing here with emotions and making decisions. Right? Okay, let's say it is whatever, some war scenario like he's talking about. Right? And the machine gun guy, in the soldier's mind, the guy up on top of the hill with the machine gun is a really bad dude. Like pure evil or whatever. In the soldier's mind. In the soldier's ego and in their mind. Right?
I was about to say, like Jordan trying to off the deep end. let me stop this.
Wouldn't they find it absolutely necessary to stop that machine gun guy, no matter what? Wouldn't there be some sort of emotion behind that?
Yeah.
There's some sort of intense emotion. Like, this has to be done. My friends are about to come over the hill, and there's a machine gun guy there waiting.
At that point, yeah.
It's like, fuck, I gotta do something.
Yeah.
So maybe the emotion route is the way to go. Who knows? I don't know.
Oh, he's reloading. I can't just hit him with the butt of the rifle or anything. Just shoot and kill him from behind.
Even that. Let's say it wasn't he didn't believe he's the most evil guy.
Yeah.
Maybe he figures out a way so that they both live. Like, listen, dude, we're about to surround you. Yeah, you could take five of my guys with you, but we could all just walk away living. There's compassion, empathy.
Or he speaks another language. Just knock him out.
Right.
Whatever.
Right.
So we always find a way to. No, it has to be death or like, dude. You're like the guy in Harvard that no, but there's another train. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Like, you can't force my decision. You can't do it.
Yeah.
You can't make me say which one. It has to be one or the other. Love of your life, or some guy you don't know. Which one's gonna die? Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Like, essentially, it's the same thing because it's like, oh, your emotions, and the right thing to do. It's like, first of all, I don't think really have an understanding what emotions really are and how important they are in playing into things. Two, the right thing to do. You don't know what the right thing to do is if you think that's what it is. So,
yeah.
what are we doing here?
There's no such thing as too much emotion.
No.
It's either you're overwhelmed. If you're overwhelmed, that means something's wrong that you're not paying attention to. Or something's right and you're not paying attention to.
Yeah.
That could happen. Usually those are on purpose. Like, let's say I'm about to go on 4 weeks vacation with the person I love the most. Haven't seen her in a month, but I got to finish this day of work first. And you're like quietly like holding it back so that when you do get off work, all of it just rushes into you. Like, yes.
Well, dude, that's like school. You know what I mean? So, like when you're a kid, summer vacation, you get home, you're like, yes.
But then there's like the overwhelming ones where it's like you don't want that. That's just screaming to you something's wrong.
Yeah.
Like a broken leg. Right.
To be bigger, to be better. Our entire civilization is based on that. on using reason to overcome our basic fight or flight responses. Using reason to build something better, to find opportunities where our fear would have blinded us. That's the point. That's why it's so important to be a man.
You are blind.
And I don't think it's fear blinding. It's you're blind. Your fear is trying to tell you you're blind to something.
It's like if here was a guy, he's like knocking on his door. Dude, just don't answer the door. I wouldn't. No, man. Hey, hey. This is so. I'm okay. I'm your friend, man. Hey, hello.
It's, you know, you're at the circus and you're like, fuck, I'm getting anxiety. I can't see straight. So you're like, hey, dude, you're afraid of clowns, man. Over here. You need to deal with this over here.
Deal with me. I'm here to help you. I got the files right here. It's like a guy wearing like a blue, like everything blue for some reason. Hey. I don't hear that.
You need to know about yourself, or you can't truly love anything. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah,
it's not the same experience.
How can you love anything if you don't love yourself? Truly.
Yeah.
Being a man in the sense that I'm explaining to you now. In our day-to-day, it's very easy to set aside our emotions and use reason. I mean, we do it all the time, okay? What matters is the crunch time. And this is what separates, you know, the men from the boys, or let me rephrase that. This is what separates men from everybody else, including women. Look at women at crunch time when things are.
See, he just finds a way to separate people even more. People.
Yeah.
People. Listen. And there's gonna do the same shit. It's gonna be pigment. Listen, you blacks keep finding ways to not work.
I don't know. He has to go there.
You get what I'm saying? Or you white people just keep finding ways to do stupid shit.
No, his argument, he has to go there.
Well,
and he has to keep going.
I understand.
If you already established the person is dictated by genetics.
Well, like I say, you already established you're the individual right here. You know, you're not really an individual. You're already gonna be dictated by what you are as far as what you are. Meaning, you're a male. You have this XY chromosome. Yeah. You're going to have these tendencies and you're going to behave like this. Sorry.
Nah,
it's like, what?
If you want to go metaphysical with this, you got to have a hefty explanation for a lot of things if you're going to go there.
So you two are men, you must have prosthetic penises. That's what you must.
From everybody else, including women. Look at women. At crunch time, when things are really tough, what happens to most women? Not all women, but most women. At crunch time, they cry. That's what they do. They cry. They weep. They fall.
And I don't even know how you would know any of those.
How the fuck? What? What?
Your statement requires you to be able to read minds.
Well, and you can't.
Yeah.
And you can't.
So when like Mike Tyson's on top of the stage, like, fuck you, faggot, fuck you. He's like tearing out of his eyes.
Yeah.
It's like, that's what women do. Like Mike Tyson here, he's a woman.
I'll fuck you till you love me, faggot. I wanted to play that in the beginning. You can't fuck with the real man. I'm like, what happens when a guy like that comes up to this dude? Tell me.
Why are you crying? You're acting like a woman, you know?
He's like, what?
You sound like a simp.
You sound like a simp. You can't fuck with this.
You know, left. You know, right.
You can't fuck. Right, you can't fuck with the real man. That was like, that was a little scary. He's like, I'll fuck you till you love me, fag. I'm like, oh man. You know, he heard that in jail. He heard that somewhere.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck. You see, the best part of me, you see that video, you see everyone standing around when he says that. They're like,
yeah. It's like, don't worry, Mike. No one's gonna stop you. Say whatever you want. All right.
Fall apart. Lesser men, you know, wimps, little faggots. What do? They panic. At crunch time,
Let's go back. We saw this earlier. You can notice when he says really dumb shit like that, there's like a wince. It's like a flinch, you know? So it's like when a fighter, it's like, yeah, I showed up. Now it's time to be tough. Then there's that one guy that just shows up and the light switch is already turned on from the beginning. He's not Trying to be tough. It's just, I'm already a savage. There's no words for it. So that's like, you know, when you see Woodley, when they announce his name and shit, he's just there. The silhouette's fucking covering his face. It's like, that dude's a fucking savage. But he's not even thinking that, right? He's just like, you know. Right. But you could tell this dude's a pretender, man. You're a pretender. Yeah, like, play it.
But most women, at crunch time, they cry. That's what they do. They cry. They weep.
Right there.
They fall apart. Lesser men, you know, wimps, little faggots, what do? They panic. At crunch time, they panic. And that is why they are lesser men. It's not, you know, a lesser man is not somebody who's sort of like physically weak or perhaps has a high-pitched voice. No, no, no. Those are just external signifiers, and they are not always accurate. Because you can be a big, strong, brawny man with a really deep baritone voice, but at crunch time, you panic like a fucking pussy. Well, we know who you are now, don't we?
Oh, dude. When the answer, like, finally kicks him in the head.
Yeah. It's
just embarrassing.
Stereotypical fall from grace, as they say.
Jeez.
Well, I don't think that'll happen.
Fall from grace.
I think he'll just end up being a Fox News contributor.
It's it's the tools that we're given that we all have, and they're meant for us to build our own temple. What we do with the temple, you know. So hit him, right? And then what's meant to happen is basically a dude, you know, it's like the milkman, except he has a big ass hammer. He's just walking around like, he's like measuring up for everyone's like pillars to their temple. They're all built like the same way. It's like, what are you doing? It's like, oh, I'm testing your temple. The temple. I'm not going to reveal that until someone asks me what that means. All right.
Yeah, I think we do.
Biblical in a way, too.
The external signifiers don't mean shit. What matters at crunch time, controlling your emotions, setting them aside, and acting rationally, using reason and logic to get to the best outcome. At crunch time.
Okay, so this isn't based on external.
No.
Whatever.
No.
Like, what are you getting at, man? Is there a metaphysical man? Do I have a metaphysical penis? And metaphysical balls? I would say I do, actually. But that's created. So is it genetics that does it? Or I'm not getting this. Genetics do this? Or
Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny? Like when you're born and shit, you know? Like, your name's Jordan. Oh, okay. Hey, you're a man. This is what men have. That makes you a man. That makes you a boy. Oh, okay. You're a man now, son. I am? You're like 15. You're a man now. It's like, really?
Nah.
Keep labeling me, coach.
Yeah, I've never had anyone tell me anything like that. No pep talks, no, listen, you're a man now, this, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I'm go over and create myself.
I'm not going into that. Around the time I heard that, I'm like, I already had like something established to the point where it was like, all right.
No.
Okay.
I was raised by art.
You'll see who's just some weakling loser and who's somebody whom you can really respect. Now, there's something else about this that I'm explaining to you, okay? That a lot of people confuse the notion of setting aside emotions with repressing them or denying them. And that's not the case at all. You see, a man can experience profound emotions and feel them deeply. Profound emotions and delicate emotions of love and tenderness, they are not incompatible. On the contrary, I would venture to say that a real man, allows himself to feel true emotions, real emotions.
Here it goes.
Oh, that sounds like I was getting hyper masculine expression of allows the emotion to do this.
Like, come on, I'll let you. Like, no, bitch, we're here.
And when he means the man, he means the ego.
Yeah.
It's like this little tiny pea in your brain or in your mind that's controlling everything. As Saren would say, the janitor pretending he's the CEO. When the CEO is on vacation, he's in the fucking penthouse. Like, yeah, it's my shit.
Not the janitor pretending he's the CEO. This is mine. Dude, that's fucking gold. Like everyone's gone. It's mine. It's all mine. He's in the CEO's office. It's like, Bill, mop the floor. Fuck you. Cigar going through his like drawers, like cigars and shit. Like, who took all my cigars? And he gets back. I'll be back next month.
And by the way, these all apply to men and women.
Yeah.
Emotions of various sorts. Love, tenderness, also anger, hatred even. But
yes, people with vaginas feel those too. Believe it or not, they are actually human. That's what I read.
I think even dogs, they get angry and happy too. But he's not a man. Oh well.
See, they don't know how to push emotions to the side.
Kramer's not a man. Yeah.
it's, again, the ability to set aside those emotions that matter. A sociopath feels no emotion. A sociopath, he's a damaged individual. For whatever reason, his environment or his genes or whatever the cause.
See, if you look into what he's really saying, it's like the damaged individual telling me what a damaged individual is. It's very odd. And I mean that. It's like self-harm. If you practice these ideals, that's like self-harm. Let me set aside these emotions, love and whatever have you, to do this. It's like, who the fuck taught you that? Who told you this is okay?
Yeah.
This is like, and we can't see it. You're giving me evidence here. It's like, damaged individual. It's like, dude, like you're basically like giving me like I'm able to see like invisible scars, you know? Like, who told you this is okay? What happened to you that made you think this? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Probably hurt by women.
Or he saw something.
I'd say like a comfortable life where when certain things happen, they become the largest things on the planet. Which is good existentially. It's just if your solution is this,
this isn't a solution.
Well, if your solution is don't date single mothers, this is how you be a man, things like that. That's where it's damage expressed. It's unfolding in front of you.
Yeah.
With certain ideas. Either that or he's just a shill.
I don't know, man. It's like, even like the Kanye West song.
I need you to guide these young men to not pay attention to the 8 wars going on over here.
2 Kanye West songs. And it all falls down.
Sociopath, that is, a man who feels no emotions. Well, he's not really a man, he's just like a robot. Okay, you wouldn't call a robot a man.
Like, this guy is prototypically saying, like, do all these things, you know, but not a robot. Like, that's what a fucking cyborg is, dude.
Yeah.
See, people can never really truly be like robots. You know what I mean? They may want to behave like one. But what I call like a cyborg is like someone that's like, I'm suppressing this, but it's still there, and you'll never get rid of it.
Oh.
It'll always be there.
They need people, as far as in mass groups, need to be tricked to believe, so that the outside people would believe that they're acting robotically. Right? If you're just following orders nonstop, it'll from the outside appear that you're like, oh, this is just a non-person. They're just an automaton, just following orders. but internally they could be like, I'm doing the right thing. I'm doing the right thing. I'm doing the right thing. So I would think the whole robot conspiracy thing would be seeing people from the outside and saying, see, they're acting robotically. I know Johnny's going to be at work at this time. He's going to punch in. He's going to do this exact thing. And he's going to go home. He's going to do this thing.
I meant separating the selves that what makes us.
Yeah.
It's like, so you have to do that to be successful. I'm like, oh, so you want everything you're telling me. You want to be a robot. By that I mean empty. Like, you can be empty. Oh,
so it's just a large disconnect between who a person is and who a person's idea of themselves are.
Yeah, all right.
Their egotistical idea of themselves.
And you wouldn't call a robot heroic, now would you? Of course not. See, it's the ability to feel the emotions and not be dictated by them.
But I don't know. I'm curious what emotions are telling, like, I gotta go save this guy. Emotions like, no, kill him instead. Like, what emotions are doing that? It's like, what? Huh? It's like you just don't understand your own emotions then. That means there's just a giant shadow in between you and your emotions.
Sure. Not only that, like when he says the word love. Even that, like, do you know what that means? How could you know? If you knew what it meant, if you know, you can't set it aside.
Yeah, what I think he's thinking of is that filter of the shadow where all your fears and dislikes, likes and dislikes are hiding, and your ego receives information that passes through that little filter of the shadow, and you see it as, oh my god, scary clown.
Sure. Yeah, exactly. So what I mean by that's like, even with love, right? So if we know what that means, or what it is, so, then basically, that basically means you know what the right thing to do is.
Mm.
So now it's pretty established that, he probably doesn't know.
I don't think he understands emotions at all.
No. So it's very telling. This is very telling. Yeah. It's like I'm gonna expose myself in 15 minutes and 58 seconds. Ready? That's how long the video is.
Well, yeah. To be honest, this just sounds like cheap stereotypes.
Yeah.
Right? Kobe in the fourth quarter. He's cold-blooded. He's just unconscious.
Rivera has ice in his veins.
It's just a term. It's like, I'm locked in. I'm ready.
Yeah.
It's like, who else is locked in too? Like those guys, like what's his name? Like Oakland A's closer from a while ago, like Balfour. He strikes the guy out first, and he's like, you don't have to be stoic. You can be that. Yeah. You can be that and be locked in.
Yeah. 100%.
Then when he fucking last guy out, he jumps 10 feet in the air, yeah. It's like, he's game. That's just the way he is.
Or like a film or something where you're just locked into the movie.
Yeah.
You're holy shit.
It's fine.
But you don't hear the words holy shit. You're just experiencing it. Yeah.
That's what makes a man. A lot of times you'll meet men who claim to be acting rationally, but in fact they are rational.
By the way, these are all, I have to keep repeating this, these are all, applies to people.
Yeah.
More than people, possibly.
Yeah.
It's not just men or women.
No.
Analyzing their behavior. Now, what's the difference between acting rationally and rationalizing? Well, very simple. A man who rationalizes his behavior uses the tools and the patina of logic and reason to explain what is fundamentally an emotional decision. Cowards do this all the time. Cowards will try to explain away their decision and try to explain how what they did, how they succumbed to their fight or flight response, was really the rational choice at that given moment. They always love to do that. Because, of course, they know the shame of being cowards. See? At the example of the two soldiers at the bottom of the hill. Yeah, suppose both of them ran away, right? But one actually looked at the situation and realized that there was no chance of victory, and so he ran. Whereas the other just succumbed to fight or flight response. And what's interesting about cowards is that the more they rationalize, the more they are aware that what they did was cowardly.
All right. He's talking about cowards, but he's also talking about justifying tyranny.
All right, it sort of is a little metaphor. The soldiers.
Trash.
Yeah, it's a bad metaphor.
It's trash. A bad metaphor is like, well, I get what you're saying, do I agree, but I don't really agree with the metaphor. Then there's a trash one. You know?
Yeah. And
like, he ain't happy I said that. See, look at him. Pouty face.
Yeah. Well, there is no such thing as a coward. Someone who acts cowardly. That's possible. I think cowardly happens in those fine, quiet moments. I don't think they're happening on a battlefield anywhere. It makes sense to not want to be shooting or being shot at. That makes sense to me.
Let's say, like, you live in what's that movie with Tobey Maguire and Reese Witherspoon?
I don't know.
Whatever. They show up in that fucking like Innocence Land or something.
Oh.
Innocence Ignorant Land. Happy Land. Happyville.
Pleasantville.
Pleasantville.
Yeah.
Right. We come from Pleasantville, and listen, time to serve your country. Well, for your party, this is a great honor. Oh my God. Oh. And they walk into battle smiling, and they get there, they see their fucking friend get blown to fucking bits in front of them. You know what I mean? Like, oh fuck, they see kids getting shot.
Yeah.
Of course, like, oh my God, he's a coward. Like, no, bitch. He realizes something's wrong. You may not be able to explain it good. You may be like, you know, like not gonna say overreacting. It's a perfectly okay to react and all this shit, right? But he's looking at it, so, oh my God, what the fuck, you know?
Coward, acting cowardly happens in the controlled scenarios, to where you're mapping out the stupid decisions you're about to make because of fear or whatever.
That's what I mean. Like this, it's like
it's the Wall Street banker who's planning like, okay, I'll bribe this guy over here and I'll do this or all this things to stay out of jail and shit. Like, I don't want to go to jail. I'm afraid of that. Okay, that's okay. That's healthy. Like, fuck, I don't want to go to jail. Okay, I understand that. Here's how I'll get out. I'll pay this guy here. I'll have this guy killed over here. I'll do it. Like, that's the cowardly thing.
Scheming.
When you have, when it's those little quiet moments, where you're like, I gotta get the fuck out of this, and I don't care who I take down with me.
The other thing for me was like, it's basically the same thing as the guy's like, okay, I'm gonna, instead of really looking at this deeply, I'm just gonna say this and do this, and I'll look past it. Like, you're being a coward, but it's more like to yourself, really, you know.
Yeah.
You can imagine it's like, you know, the man in the mirror. It's really you. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? It's like, I can't talk right now. You just close the door. Like, I'll be in here waiting, bitch. I'll be in here waiting. And it's the bathroom in a way. Like, you gotta take a shit sometime. Can't hold it. It's the only bathroom, you know what I mean? Like, in the whole fucking building.
Yeah.
Which is like the internal, you know? You'll be back. You'll always come back.
The moral is deal with yourself. Deal with your emotions.
Yeah, and this isn't dealing with anything.
Not deal with as in throw away or push to the side or ignore.
It's basically embracing it. Yeah.
It's understanding them to where your ego can line up with your emotions.
Yeah.
To where you have an egotistical, schematic version of your emotions.
It's like this isn't taboo. Fear isn't a bad thing.
No, it's a healthy thing.
No, yeah.
Just like pain is a healthy thing when your leg's fucking broken.
Sure.
The men who look at a situation and know that there's no way that they can succeed and therefore they run away because that's the only rational response, they never have a need to rationalize, you'll find. They'll just tell you, look, there was nothing I can do, so I had to run, man. That's that. And, you know, it's the rationalizers, the cowards, the guys who succumb to their emotions. They're going to go on and on and on, trying to explain away their failure. At the end of the day, they're not trying to explain their failure to you. They're trying to explain it away to themselves, and they will never succeed.
It's ass backwards.
Yeah, you're delaying something that has to happen existentially. When what was the word he used? When he
said what?
rationalizers, the cowards, the guys who succumb to their emotions.
There you go. Succumb to your emotions. That has to happen at some point for existential growth. It's just, at first it's not going to be pretty, but it has to happen. And then your ego starts creating the schematics and the loop-de-loops and the routes to run and all that. And it creates a blueprint, a logical, egotistical blueprint of who you are. So now you have representatives on every level of yourself. You're not just detached emotions from your ego to when, you know, say something fearful happens and you just act illogically, like, blah, blah, blah. Or like, I think I told you about the serial killer guy who got caught.
You're reminding me of like all this shit.
Like a serial killer who got caught, and he's like, now he's out in front of cameras and shit.
Oh, the rapist.
And he's just like, he just goes, and they just drag him away and shit. Like, he had no connection to his own emotions and all that. To where it just came out.
Yeah.
Other than, I understand this. All right, what are we doing now? Okay. To where it'll seem like it's cold-blooded, but it's not really. It's just the ego on point.
And then the angry people say, look, he's a monster. Like, no, bitch. He's separated. A little bit more than you.
They're going to go on and on and on, trying to explain away their failure. At the end of the day, they're not trying to explain their failure to you. They're trying to explain it away to themselves, and they will never succeed. Okay? This all goes back to fight or flight. This all goes back to our primordial essence. We are...
No. That's the ego version. Right? We boxed it in, gave it a term, and called it fight or flight. That's the egotistical version. I understand because you're trying to explain something, so you put it in a schematical way, but the real thing isn't that. Right?
Alright, keep going.
We are animals, okay? We are at core animals. And we are ruled by fight or flight. But what
No, we're not.
Oh my god. Do I have to play the fucking synthetic?
Or ultimately ruled by ourselves. We just don't recognize it as ourselves. It turns into... I might fuck this up, but I think it's Plato's allegory or something. With the shadows on the cave wall. You're like, oh my god, there's monsters out there. Like, no, those are just shadows. Look out there, it's tree branches. You see that? It's only tree branches with light behind it.
I don't know if that's it, but...
Something like that.
I understand, you know? Yeah.
If not, that's my metaphor then.
makes us great, what makes us men, what has allowed us to create this incredible civilization that we live in,
is nature. Thank you.
So the beaver made the dam. No, too, I'm a man beaver. That's why I did it.
It's like, what's the internet? Okay, brain and circuits and neurons firing, and it's all connected to this electrical current thing. Oh, the internet. Yes, that is it. I'll do that.
Oh boy.
So if you look at technology, a lot of it's just based on nature.
Yeah.
It's pretty self-explanatory. Oh, the genius, a phone. Who'd ever thought of that?
Fuck
Like, well, we talk to each other, asshole. That's why.
It's like those guys go. You've seen one before. Knock it off. Christ. We get it.
They're just extensions of us. They're physical extensions of nature things.
I mean, at one point, I didn't understand it as far as like, no, we made it, you know. No. Nature, man. Because that's what we are. We're part of it.
Yeah. And
extensions of it.
And it's like, okay, the physical thing itself sort of reflects physical nature. But the why we do it, why do we have this, why do we want this, are the same existential things extended too. Like, why do you use a phone? Talk to someone. Or why'd you make a phone? Talk to someone. Why'd you make a plane or a car? To go somewhere. Like those are existential things as much as they are physical things.
Yeah.
To set aside our fear, to set aside all emotions, including the need to fight. Because many times you'll find that you wind up working with people whom you despise, but you realize that working with them will be to your benefit. Well, what are you doing there? You're setting aside your urge to...
That was creepy. If I heard what I just thought I heard, you know.
All emotions, including the need to fight. Because many times you'll find that you wind up working with people whom you despise, but you realize that working with them will be to your benefit. Well, what are you doing there?
You're the U.S. funding Saudi Arabia to blow up Yemen.
This one we'll make a big profit off this later. I know we don't like them, but fuck it. For now. For now.
I remember a friend told me, like, we profit off a war, you know. But he said it in a way I'm like, shut the fuck up, man. Like, nah. Never. It's never a good thing. Even in the small picture and the bigger picture, it's just not a good thing.
Not only this, it's like when I heard, hey, listen, I don't know, but the U.S. is my country, and I'll support them, whatever they do. I hope you fucking remember what you fucking just said.
Yeah. Also,
it's my team. Like, dude, I want to fucking strangle you, man.
Also, the example he brought up is the same thing as internal reflection, and you use it externally. You look through your own conscience, like, fuck, I don't like this person. Why don't I like them? Blah, 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 blah. You find out your reasons, then you can do the same thing externally. Or you don't have to do that. But either way, you talk to yourself, you can find peace, and then they won't even bother you anymore.
I mean, whatever was bothering you about them is just silly.
Probably.
So, unless it's like, right, this guy is a true asshole.
Mutual benefit. He doesn't kill babies in front of me, so we can still work and make money.
It's like sucks. It's like you're the pitcher. You gotta catch you as like a psychopath. It's like, fuck. This game's up.
Suck it up, asshole. I got money on this game.
You're setting aside your urge to fight in order to get something positive out of it. That is what makes men wonderful. That is what makes us the dominant species on the planet.
Stop. Like, yo, are you like Jim Jones or something? What's good?
I don't know.
This dude's preaching some ignorant shit.
I don't know if working with someone you want to fight is for something that's positive. I don't see how that's positive. Like, it's already corrupted from the beginning. Like, you're already...
Well, my definition of it is
upset of being there.
Like, let's say I'm not fond of someone, but it's for like a reason. Now, if it's like someone like, hey, let's work with this guy. Not working with that dude. That's different. As far as like if we have everything in check, I have my morals in check, and there's a reason why I'm not working with someone.
Yeah.
Or I'm like, I don't want to do this with him.
And if you do,
then that's a good reason, you know. Not, I don't really like him. He's just kind of a jerk.
If you do the existential work, the solution will become so easy. Yeah. It's like either this guy's dangerous, we can't work with him.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I would fight him, or I'm making up stupid reasons in my mind that I don't like him and I want to fight him.
And I say men, not women. Women enjoy our civilization as honored guests, really. They are guests in our world. And yes, there are many women who can act rationally, you know.
Can you imagine him as like a sperm?
Let's just go back. Let's just go back.
Him as a sperm and his mom's fucking ovaries or whatever.
You know, his mom should be... No.
You're a guest, Mom.
You know what should happen? He goes back in time, except he thinks everything the same, but he's like 8 years old. Dewey gets... No. I know what happens, right? A knock on the middle, right? Jamie has a new brother after Malcolm, Reese, and Dewey. No, it's Dewey and Jamie. He's the third brother. Good luck with Lois. Good luck.
What do you mean by existential?
Matt Hunter.
I don't have a signal.
So I just do this. I do the Mario Masaki thing.
Existential means it's basically individualism, understanding yourself. Why am I here? Who am I? Existentialism is basically the journey of understanding yourself. Existential means something that pertains to that. Like who am I?
Sure.
Where am I going?
And if we know that, we would never say, we have to put this aside for now. It's like, that's a part of you.
Nah.
That's essentially the same thing as the veil of ignorance. We have to separate ourselves from the equation to make the most rational decision. Like, then what is that? That's not you making the decision.
Yeah.
You're taking your,
if
again,
if you truly know yourself and you know what your emotions are, then you wouldn't be putting them away or to the side.
No, not at all.
So that leads me to believe he doesn't understand what they are.
It's like, in a way, it's like this.
Existentially.
It's like a quarterback. It's like, okay, you're going to run this play. All right, coach. The quarterback's in, like walks by the huddle. It's like, where's he going? And he says it to himself, like, secretly. He's like, runs back. What play are we running? I'm not talking to you guys. Says the play, runs, throws the ball. No one catches it because no one knows what the fuck's going on. Or he gets sacked and shit.
Yeah.
And it's like,
look at you knowing football terms and everything.
It's easy. Well, that's all. That's all. That's all I know.
Too much Madden.
Actually, I haven't played it in like a couple weeks.
I've been getting into it on my shitty laptop.
Well, you might. Every time he talks about Madden, he brings me back.
That is what makes us the dominant species on the planet. And I say men, not women. Women.
Like insert like Hulk Hogan going like this and Mean Gene going like have like a ruler. 80-inch python. God.
Yeah.
God.
Women enjoy our civilization as honored guests, really. They are guests in our world. And yes, there are many women who...
This guy's he's full of shit, man.
Oh my God, man.
He's full of shit. That's what he's looking for right
honored
there. He's,
Oh, Gina Carano, where are you? Where are you?
So, I would say on a food chain level, people are at the top. But on a straight up ecological, they're all equal to each other.
Yeah.
Right? What food are you eating without, animals and plantation?
Yeah.
What are the plants without rain or without water and sunlight and shit? Yeah. So
it's like
it's
weird.
Called an ecosystem. They all cycle with each other.
This guy looks at it as like it's a pyramid. See, I'm on top. The males are on top. It's like, nah, bitch. It's this really long ass line that never ends, and everything's on it.
Oh, you can tell his ego's at the top of.
Yeah.
It's not even him at the top of the pyramid. It's him looking up at his fucking ego.
Yeah.
Some sort of vessel that represents him.
What's the Jay-Z line? If he was your only God, then what?
Get you to fear me is my only job.
Can act rationally, for the most part. But when push comes to shove, they're going to wind up, you push them hard enough, and at crunch time, all women, they're going to wind up being just a puddle on the floor, okay? Because they are women. Like women and children, they are not men. Only we men at crunch time can set aside our fear. Because that's what it is at the end of the day. It's fear. Only we can do this. And this
guy's a fool.
Metric made a song called Wet Blanket, talking about the mushy, soft guys that are like, come on, we only listen to folk songs. We don't listen to just punk stuff, just folk songs and, Birkenstock and like that type of shit. They made a song making fun of them. They're like, fuck, I didn't want it to turn into this bullshit. Like that idea turned into that. Like, no, we're just calling people out for being fake. Like they're pretending to be like the sweet guy. I have an acoustic guitar. See me?
What was it? It's
yeah.
ooh, 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 I'm onto you. Or you got my
Different song.
Don't matter. I knew it different.
Yeah.
That's the hook, and this is a different one. It's like fuck, what'd you guys do to her? What'd she see? Like, what'd you see? What?
She's an existentialist.
I see you. she's like 3 buildings away. It's like
I think she made a song about not being able to go to like thrift stores and buy shit.
Why?
Because now there's like, oh, so you shop at the thrift shop, man. Look at this fedora. Look at this fedora. It's like she's like, fuck. It's like,
oh, damn it.
This is a powerful thing that we have. It is the thing that separates us from all the beasts of the earth. It separates us from all of the lesser civilizations, because there are men who, as a race, as a group of people, cannot do this. It's as simple as that. They cannot control their fight or flight responses. And it is unfortunate, and they create lesser or civilizations or non-existent civilizations. And we don't have to mention which ones they are, because we all know which ones they are, right?
Fuck, I wish I could sit this dude down and ask him, like, what do you mean by that? Like, do you mean exploiting other countries, going to war with other countries for resources and like? Do you mean these men are strong enough to do that, and these guys are weak enough to just,
Oh, the guys that do that,
sit back and not build nukes?
Here's the thing. You don't get it. The guys that do that, they're the cowards. they're the cowards.
The schemers. Yeah.
And then you get guys that hate it. As far as I'm gonna show you. Yeah. Civilized people. Like that's what happens. That's what you get. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
I would say
that's like you're boiling the water, but you leave it on too long. And the pasta, whatever the fuck's inside, starts like pouring out. It's like, guys, it makes sense why that happens. Okay.
I would say that that's the weaker man that allows someone like that to rise up to a leadership position.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I should have called you out in 5th grade.
Yeah.
And you were like, whatever, plotting kids against each other. So you can steal brownies.
I would say it would go away as soon as they realize that. Like, I should have done this. Oh, you know what you must do now? Go.
Yeah. But that's funny.
Keep going.
Look at the lesser civilization.
He says lesser. I'm like, bitch. Fuck, man. Like.
Well, we made the nuke first, so we had the balls to use it.
Yeah, you know what it looked like? It looked like, guys, look. You can have one too. Just let us know. Bids at $100, $100, $200, $200, $200, $200, three for $4, $300, $300. It's like was that really like a we need to stop them now? Like, didn't you guys already win?
Yeah.
Like, or is that like a look what we got? You guys can buy one too.
And they had the balls to do it.
They're cowards. Anybody that does anything like tyrannical and they justify it, or justifying it or letting it happen. Like the Spider-Man movie, right? First one, where he sees like the guy rob him and shit. He's like, that's being a coward too. It's like, hey, you hurt me, now I'm gonna hurt you. It's like,
yeah,
it's called revenge.
Yeah. And then the dictator at the top of the pyramid with millions of soldiers to protect him.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, talk.
The tyrannical king.
Yo, how about this? We set up a cage. You fight this leader, 1-on-1. Like, we're not going to give the countries away. We just want to see a fight. Go ahead. Go for it. The winner gets this island over here.
Pulls out a sword. No.
What?
No, pulls out a sword. It's like, no. Let me take that. One guy pulls out like a fucking like a shank. Like, no.
If you lose, you need to face your defeat.
It's like all of a sudden like
it builds character.
Just like Mike Tyson and whoever the fuck else, like just sits them down and start taping their hands. Go ahead.
The Hutu In Rwanda, they killed over 2 million people in less than 3 months using only machetes. Imagine what the world would look like had black Africans had the intellectual ability to develop modern weapons of war. That's the point. They're all crazy people.
If only you had the intelligence.
The loudest voices, like, I'll lead you to the right way. We need to take over them over there.
It's like, no.
Those are the crazy guys.
No.
They happen to be the loudest voices, majority of the time. Actually, always, right?
Not always. Sometimes you got the man behind the...
Yes. No, but then they're propped out as the loudest guy. Right? George Bush is propped out as it's President Bush's fault. Who did 9/11? It was Bush.
I get what you're saying, but then there's the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, Dick Cheney.
Don't pay attention to the man behind the curtain. Look at me! Look at me! But then you could argue, like, what we mean by loud, like, oh, the internal. Like, I'm screaming! But when you talk to him, like, hello, hi. Like, you're not screaming at me right now, are you?
That's why the problem's existential. And we've talked about this. You were going to make a cartoon out of it. Or I think I asked
animation.
Animation.
It's a cartoon.
The dictator. Like, okay, all right, you died, man. But now you're in heaven. You get to make whatever you want. I want the world. I own everything. And sooner or later, it's like, okay, I want all the beautiful women, too.
Yeah.
All the food I can eat for me.
Well, it's tough because you know what it's like? It's basically just like the fucking Twilight Zone episode.
Well, you gotta let me finish. Because they don't understand. Alright, he says, I want all the beautiful women. I want them to all have sex with me whenever I feel like it.
What's it? Genies? Remember that shit? It's like, ooh, like magic ponytail and pucker.
He's like, fuck, I don't want to be the only guy here. I want some male companions, some friends. Then it's like, okay, I don't want my friends to be lonely. Make sure they have girls too. It's like, okay.
All right, Ike.
I've had enough sex already. I want someone I can talk to and connect with. It's like, I'm going to marry one of them. Maybe my friend should marry one too. Okay, they have girls too. But I sort of want things to happen where I'm not looking.
Okay. So it basically becomes this.
Becomes a better version of this.
Well, better, yeah.
It becomes the perfect world.
Yeah.
For the utopia type thing.
So, like, in this Twilight Zone, the guy, like, he was a gambler or something. And you wish he would always win. And he got tired of winning all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Turns out he was in hell. I want to lose sometimes, man. It makes it exciting when I win. It's like, so that's your heaven.
Yeah, you want the threat of losing.
Yeah. That's what I mean, though. It's like, fucking Bonds? That'd be oh my God. Pitching against Bonds, man. That's...
Yeah.
That seems like the ultimate challenge. You mess up just once. Just once. Boom.
Yeah.
You know?
I'll just walk them.
That's not. No, it's not fun. That's. I'll deal with you later. You know what happens when that comes around? It's gonna bite you in the ass just because you walked him, for some reason one mishap leads to another, and then somehow he comes around. He bats around again. Now he's the. Shit, he's the winning run, and the bases are loaded. Fuck. Like, what are you gonna do? It's like, oh, my leg hurts. Take me out. Take me out. Like, you're the only pitcher in the game.
Yes, exactly. All
right. Yes, but there are men, subspecies of the human race, we men who can control our fear and move forward to our advantage, to the advantage of...
You can't...
Subspecies?
I might have misheard that. You can't just lasso your fear and say, I control you now. It is you.
It's a part of you.
It is you.
Oh yeah.
A part of you. Yeah.
Well, again, it's like.
But you can't just egotistically. Okay, I own fear now. I own my fear now. I own it. It's mine.
Oh. I get what if people are like trying to see, look what he did, he mastered it. Like, yeah, but you can also be afraid for other people's lives and shit.
Well, you just gotta own it.
That's what I mean.
Like, oh, this is me.
It's Batman. He's like, he stands up, he just stands there, it's like, around him.
Our species, everything that we have is because of this ability that we have. This incredible civilization that we have. All of this civilization, this culture, the wonderful music, the wonderful literature, the great art forms that we have created, all of this is because of us men. We are not toxic. On the contrary.
This guy is one of the most delusional fuckers.
He included music and art and shit. It's like, whoa. That's probably the most
Emily
feminine.
Haynes, right? That's her last name?
Yeah.
Ever hear of her?
No, yes, I doubt that.
What? Well, the man created the guitar. So the man created her mind. And that's the word I'm going to use because that's all you probably can understand. As far as who she is and the stuff she's able to create, they did that. Probably one of the most underrated musicians.
I think she's the best lyricist in the world. For me, personally.
Well, as far as what I've been exposed to.
Because she does on the surface stuff, but she also does metaphorical type stuff too. She'll do, buy this car to drive to work.
Yeah.
She'll do that, but she'll also do I can't fake the daylight. Whatever.
I get it. As far as what I've been exposed to, I haven't seen anything like her.
Me neither.
Well, close. But then it gets washed away sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm a sick fuck. I like a quick fuck. Ooh. God damn it, Kanye. God damn it. At the same time, he'll say shit. Or it's like, I think he's just making like a fuck around song. Point is, he's a dumb fuck.
Yeah.
Let me correct myself. He's being a dumb fuck. This guy's being a dumb fuck.
He's being a man.
We are the most fruitful species on the planet. And everyone who is lucky enough to enjoy the products of our efforts should thank us.
Holy shit.
So when somebody says that,
that sense of entitlement.
Thank you, Coach Redpill, for developing the technology for us to use. Thank you for inventing the camera, the television, the flat screen television, the smart TV, the laptop. Yeah, I think he made Apple and Windows. He invented both of them. It's nothing to do with individuals. It's just whether they have a dick or not.
Alright, let's finish this.
You're just toxic masculinity. You say, fuck you. The very existence that you enjoy is because of us.
Fade to black.
See, if I say that and he says, fuck you, it's like, oh, you can't combat me? So that's what you do? You run? That's running away.
Yeah.
If it ain't me, it'll be someone else. I'll be waiting.
Yeah. Hey, Coach, you ever considered that you intellectually run away from things? Or emotionally run away from things? You ever consider that?
Anything go up?
Run away from fear.
Calling him dumb is not an argument. Actually, I'm calling by calling him dumb, I'm saying his ideas or whatever, as far as relating to what he's saying, is silly and it's wrong. So saying you're being dumb, yeah.
And I think we made sufficient arguments. Not that I called him dumb. It was this guy.
Yeah, I'm saying he's dumb. He's being dumb.
It's me snitching.
He's being dumb. To me, it's no different than I'm saying, oh, dude, you're being fucking silly. Dude, you're being silly. Everything here, everything glorious is here because of a man. Ridiculous. Oh, let's fucking set aside our emotions to make the best possible the decisions we can. What?
I'm not even going to the easy argument, which is just, well, your mom's vagina that you came out of.
Ah, no.
It's because a man had sex with her.
If we don't know who we are, you know, if we know ourselves, then you could never eliminate like any part of yourself to make a decision, you know. Then what are you? You know.
You're the ego's lowest version of yourself.
Mm.
Right? Remember I was talking about the stacked egos. Sort of, when you do the work, it could seem like it's like, oh, I remember my past lives or whatever. It's like sort of ego stacked on top of each other. Your archetypes stacked onto each other. The ultimate ego is the full thing, where you experience the depths and the shallow.
Well, it's like a pool, you know. Yeah. Like, see, I don't use floaties anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, but they're in the pool, see? It's like in there, just floating. Everything else. So again, yeah. It's like, you're wrong because you're dumb. Like, that's not the argument. The argument is your ideas. The things that you're saying are true. You know what truth is.
Yeah.
If you did, you know you're saying a lot of the things he's saying within that video alone is bullshit. Especially regarding him. I mean, not regarding him. Especially regarding, like, because we're a man, you know? It's already decided. You're a man. You're going to do these things. Like, what? What?
Yeah.
What?
If I had any of his fans watching, I'd tell him, this is that loudest guy in the room moment. Right? You have a platform. You have a lot of people listening because they're probably, you know, tired of being single men or whatever. They're sort of owning their single manness.
I don't know why.
It's women not have a problem. I understand that.
It could be people looking for answers.
Or it could just be entertainment too. But
maybe.
Either way, I'd be like...
shit was entertaining. Like, that shit was funny. Like, you know.
So I said, you know, this guy's selling... He's selling BS to me.
Yeah.
With no hints of wisdom backing it, other than
there was little to none. No, there was. I don't. You know what? Thinking about it now, I think there was none.
I think it's only with the typical social mantras.
Well, even that, but it's pushed to such an extreme.
He's cold-blooded. Look at him operate.
It's to such an extreme. It's like to the farthest part of the spectrum in a way.
Yeah.
It's like there's like if someone says like, "Dude, knock it off. Be a man. Shake his fucking hand." Like, okay, I get what that guy means. You know, I'm not gonna fucking get nitpicky. Then there's the, listen, she couldn't overcome the obstacle. You know why? Because in the end, women are weaker. What the fuck? What? What?
Yeah, it's...
Oh my god, like...
It's
dude.
A basic argument. You gotta deal with your fear, bro.
Like, I hope he runs into the... Like, you know what? One day maybe he might date the woman who was like who was a champion. Yeah.
Maybe.
I hope.
Maybe you should be like, I know you're the one, but you got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
I think nature would need to take over there.
That'd be awesome.
The spirit of nature.
I know you're the one, but you got a lot of work to do. I'll help you.
Yeah, I think that would be nature's work.
Yeah. All right.
That is it. Subscribe if you feel like. There's like no one watching. As usual.
Matt is watching.
Thank you, Matt. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Comment and thumbs down.